and then we're gonna upgrade this thing. Yeah, I think that's should be good. It's not going.
Oh, it's not going, damn. That's shitty.
Like, this is full throttle right here.
What? Is it because it's going uphill?
Uphill, and it's like it could make it up that. It's definitely just having an issue.
Alright boys, so as you've seen in that intense edit video we just did, Willy edit we just did on this Razor mx650, you will see that I definitely got ripped off on this purchase. So I bought this on Facebook Marketplace originally 1 year ago when I did my Razor, when I put a racing motor in it. These things costed $1,000 stock, but now they've gotten down in price and they're now $600, I believe. Here's the actual price of a stock Razor, brand new, and I bought it on KSL for $400, and I got ripped off, boys, because I couldn't even. The batteries are just shit. At the end of the day, I can't even go to the gas station and back. You know, old batteries, just a bad purchase on my end. But that's not even all, boys. We got a bent front rim. The back rim's also bent. The suspension, hard to take a look at it, but it's held up with, I don't know, it's super bad, boys. It's held up with like washers under there. So yeah, we definitely got ripped off. So it's a good thing we bought this, because all that stuff is going. But all we need is a surron frame. So in today's episode, boys, the very first thing we're doing in this series is just taking off the plastics, removing brakes. We're stripping this down to the main frame for this first video is what we're doing, boys. Next, we'll see what we're doing next after we finish that part. You know, we're just going as we go. It's definitely not going to be an easy thing to do at all. I don't think so. But if we want to, we can, boys. So let's go ahead and strip this down to the rolling frame. Alright boys, so I was going to wrap this under a really gangster beat, but now I decided I was just going to do a chill hip hop 1255930 beat. And just kind of show you guys how to take off the plastics with very low information, starting with just 2 screws up at the top plastics, and then coming down with the 2 black pieces underneath that cover up the batteries. Just has 1, 2, 3, 4 on the side there that you can kind of see, and then there's also one that's hidden above that you just have to unscrew right up here, and then that piece will come off. The other side is still connected with some wires, so it still just kind of hangs. Then you got the back end that just has 2 more bolts. Pretty simple process right there, 2 bolts, and then that piece kind of slides in. Not really supposed to force it out. And then after you got that up, there's another screw on there, which will release that kind of top plastic piece. And then for the fender, pretty simple. After we munch a little bit of the sandwich, pretty dang sandwich right there. But the top number plate just has 2 screws. Same with the fender, also just has 2 screws. But now those are all off and whatnot. We'll go do some other shit, boys. It's starting to look even better in my opinion already. I see progress being made, boys. The plastics are now off of our Razor mx650. And so that step is now completed, I'd say. You know, we couldn't take this completely off because we still got brake wires in our way. So we're about to take those off. But let's take a look Now what else we got going down into this powertrain of the Razor mx650, boys? First you got not one, not two, but 3 batteries in your stock Razor. You have your controller over here, just like any of these electric thing, boys. You know, controller, battery, and motor. Battery, controller, and motor. Kind of these electric things, you know, just as simple as it is, you know. And then you got your throttle up here to give signal to tell it to go, and brakes to get you to stop, basically, boys. Now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take off the brakes, take off all these batteries, the controller, stock motor, so it's just wheels, frames, and shocks, boys. Taking off these calibers, there's holes like right here, hard to see, but there's holes right there that this caliber will not fit in. So we just have to go like this, take some tension off there. It might fly, boys. But yeah, you just unscrew that just like that. So you expose that brake lever line, oh shit, and then lose those bolts, and you slide that wire out of that caliper just like that, and now you're able to make it so you can take a brake line off of this Razor mx650 frame, boys. Alright, boys, we've gotten all the batteries, brakes, brake calibers all loosened. We got the battery trays that hold down all the stock batteries. Those are out of there. The batteries are loose now, and everything should be loose, so now we can just go ahead and take everything out of there.
1, 2, 3, 4, bust it.
Alright boys, so this is what the aftermath of the first process of this build series, the stripping part, taking it to the bare frame. And well, we just did a quick one where we just got everything off the bike. We weren't keeping track of no bolts or nothing, because this isn't going to be a plug and play kit we're doing. You know, we're throwing that powertrain into here. So originally I was thinking, this is kind of what I was thinking, putting the battery kind of sideways with it, mounting the controller underneath or something. But that's, oh shit, that's really not looking like it's gonna work, boys. If I'm gonna be honest with you, I think it might have to go straight up and down, but that's not the point, boys. Alright boys, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop me. This is me in the future that I've thought about it a little bit more. So I've seen some pictures, and I could put my battery sideways like that if I wanted to. You know, anything's possible, but I think instead, you know, I want this battery to remove, and I'm thinking with the design I'm gonna do, the battery's just gonna be better putting it up top, is what I'm thinking, boys. So boys, that's what we're going to be doing for part 2 of this most expensive Razor mx650 frame that we're basically turning into a surron with full EXT suspension, the best upgraded powertrain for the surron there is. You know, leave a comment adding the best upgraded surron powertrain company you think there is, and you know, we're putting the tires on there, probably bars, and just basically everything but the frame, boys. And then we're even gonna add cop monitor. We're gonna put what, like a car stereo, backup headlights and shit, boys. And for the rear, I'm thinking double suspension is what I'm thinking. I think it's gonna be an easier design. It's gonna look dope. And then in me also thinking not to spoil too much, like a sheet metal, like I'm gonna cover the battery with like sheet metals or some shit. But that's enough for part 1. I'll catch you guys on part 2. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all on the next one, boys.